Questions are now swirling, of course, about what happened to the Billings children. Let's go to Escambia County Sheriff's David Morgan. Sheriff Morgan, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Let's first of all talk about, this tragedy. You've described it as being vastly complex, like something out of the movies. Now, why would you describe that? What more can you add to what we just heard?
The reason why we've made that statement is, again, the complexity of this case, and at this point in this investigation, our inability to fix on one clear motive in this case. We're finding there have been multiple motives in this case.
And can you give us any gleaning as to what those motives might have been, sir?
Well, again, we're at this point in the investigation, we've moved into the prosecutorial phase, and so we're being very careful about what we release. But it began as a simple, what we thought is home invasion. At this point, because of the complexity and the ties that this family had throughout the business community, we're moving in many other directions. It could be money, could be a whole host of things. And again, until we get that information cleared through the state attorney's office, we're not at liberty to release that.
Let's talk about this MySpace information that we just heard Mark Potter talking about, involving Leonard Patrick Gonzalez Jr. having a page in which he talks at length about his love for his daughter who was taken from him. Is that MySpace page part of your investigation? And do you know if he has a daughter who may somehow be connected to the murder of the Billings?
We have no connection at this time with the MySpace page. Our intelligence division had pulled up that information previously, and of course it's part of the investigation. We're looking at any and everything that involves any of the individuals, whether they've become suspects or persons of interest. Any of that information is brought together, discussed with the investigative unit. So we are looking at that. At this time, though, we have no tie with this case.
And in terms of this last bit of new information that Mark talked about this quote on MySpace, the MySpace page, saying that Leonard Patrick Gonzalez Jr. was in an adventurous mood, and that he was, going to make a move for humanity. Is that somehow interesting to you? I mean, is that perking your interest in any way?
Well, of course, anytime you look into the psyche of someone involved in this crime, or really any criminal activity, it's always intriguing. But again, we're not sure if it has any bearing on this case at all. So he has an extensive criminal history. Those things, again, tie into this. But we do not exclude anything at this point.
Meantime, I have a sense that you may have gleaned some information, may even know the Billings. What can you say about who they were and how important they were to the community?
This is being viewed as a hateful and senseless act on a family that had opened their fortune and their home to special needs children. And so the community was shocked by this, because if you would go about this community and try to pick someone that should be a victim of a crime, if you will, because of their lifestyle or the area of town that they live in or they hang out in or the group of associates that they have, this family would never have been a victim of a crime such as this. So, again, that's just a senseless act.
All right. Well, Sheriff David Morgan, good luck in your investigation, and thanks so much for speaking to us.